Hi, Jim Roemer. I'm very excited about the grain market, particularly soybeans, and told my clients 2 weeks ago about this drought developing in southern Brazil and Argentina, too much rain in northern Brazil. A lot to talk about today. And the grain market is something we're all going to be watching here in the weeks and months to come. Hope you had a Merry Christmas, received some nice presents. This is my favorite one. But the person that got me this, my fiance, kind of forgot that I'm bald on top. The hat doesn't really work very well, but nevertheless, I'll probably use it in the sun at some point. Anyway, a lot going on in South America right now. To the left of your screen, you see the blue northern Brazil that broke the drought for coffee over the last 2 months. But now it's getting too wet, particularly for soybeans and maybe even coffee down the road. Southern part of the screen there, on the bottom, you see in Argentina and Brazil, and southern Brazil, it's too dry and red. And that's why, to the right of your screen, soybean prices have actually exploded here over the last 2 weeks. Look at this. Over the course of the summer, to the left, you'll see how soybean prices actually fell. And that's because of our forecast, generally good crops. We actually had a record soybean crop again last summer. One reason why I didn't get caught up in the drought in the Midwest. The drought last summer was mainly to oats and also spring wheat. Where are soybeans grown? The main growing area is actually over in Mato Grosso and the northwest part of the soybean growing areas. They are getting flooding rains. It has to dry out. Otherwise, their crop can actually be hurt more in the weeks and months ahead. The bottom right of your screen there, from Parana southward off the picture, it's beginning to get too dry. This could really affect soybean production in the weeks and months ahead. If it continues, we'll create a price explosion more than we've seen over the last 2 weeks. Why is this happening? Yes, part of it's La Nina, but part of it also is something we call the Antarctic Oscillation Index. That's the opposite of the polar vortex or the AO index we call the Arctic Oscillation Index in the Northern Hemisphere. This blue you see over Antarctica extends up to about 15 to 20 miles up in the stratosphere. When you see a cold vortex and a positive AAO index, we call it, what you tend to see is the vortex over the South Pole remaining. Now, briefly last summer, actually the Brazil winter, that vortex moved further north, created frost for Brazil coffee. The AAO index went negative, but now it remains positive. That vortex remaining over the South Pole and Antarctica, combined with La Nina, is creating all this dryness you see over the next 2 weeks or so at least, continuing over the southern and central soybean growing areas in Argentina, and flooding rains also to the north. We predict this using our in-house bestweatherinc.com program called Climate Predict. I've been using this for farmers and traders around the world for years in multiple markets. Look how 2008 is potentially a similar analog with La Nina and also a positive AAO index, that vortex remaining over the South Pole. And as a result, here's the forecast for the month of January. Wet in northern Brazil, affecting some crops, and too dry in the south. This is going to be very, very exciting times. Any change in the forecast by me will make the grain market go in the opposite direction. But right now, we're very confident about this continuing this trend of too wet in northern Brazil and too dry for southern Brazil and Argentina crops over the next month or two. Hope you have a very happy new year. Thank you very much and enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.